the bear who loved berries. In a lush and peaceful forest, where the tallest trees touched the sky and the rivers sparkled like diamonds in the sunlight, lived a bear named Benny. Benny was a large, friendly bear with thick, warm brown fur and gentle eyes that always seemed to twinkle with happiness. Benny had a deep love for something that set him apart from the other bears in the forest. While his fellow bears spent their days hunting for honey, fishing in the cool streams, or searching for nuts, Benny had a special passion: berries. He loved every kind of berry the forest had to offer: blueberries that grew near the lake, raspberries that thrived in the sunny clearings, and blackberries that hid in the thickets. But Benny's favorite berries of all were the golden berries, which only grew in a secret part of the forest that few animals knew about. They were rare and only ripened for a few days every summer, their golden hue shining like little drops of sunlight on the bush. Every morning, Benny would rise just as the first rays of light peeked through the treetops. He'd stretch his large paws, take a deep breath of the fresh morning air, and head out on his daily berry hunt. With his trusty woven basket slung over one shoulder, Benny wandered through the forest, humming softly as he picked the ripest berries he could find. It was a routine that brought him joy, and every day he'd return to his cozy cave with a basket brimming with delicious berries. One morning, Benny woke up earlier than usual. The air was warm, and he could feel that today was going to be special. He had a feeling in his heart that the golden berries might be ripe, so with extra excitement, he set off toward his favorite berry patch, the raspberry grove. This grove had always been Benny's favorite spot to start his berry hunts. The raspberry bushes here were tall and thick, and their sweet scent filled the air, drawing in all sorts of forest creatures who loved to snack on the delicious fruit. But when Benny arrived, something was wrong. The bushes, which were usually heavy with ripe raspberries, were bare. Not a single berry hung from the branches. Benny rubbed his eyes, thinking he might still be dreaming. But no matter how many times he blinked, the bushes remained empty. "Where have all the raspberries gone?" Benny muttered to himself, scratching his head in confusion. Determined to solve the mystery, Benny decided to ask around. Someone in the forest must have seen something. His first stop was the burrow of his friend, Ruby Rabbit, who was always hopping around the forest and had sharp eyes for noticing things. Benny crouched down in front of Ruby's burrow and called out, "Ruby, are you there?" After a few moments, a small white nose poked out of the hole, followed by Ruby's twitching ears. "Good morning, Benny. What brings you here so early?" "I have a mystery on my paws," Benny said with a frown. "The raspberry grove is empty. Have you seen anyone picking berries around here?" Ruby tapped her chin thoughtfully. Now that you mention it, I did see something out earlier this morning. I was out gathering clover when I noticed a group of squirrels running toward the river. They were carrying something red and shiny. Maybe they've been to the grove." Benny's ears perked up. "The squirrels? Of course. I'll go talk to them. Thanks, Ruby." With that, Benny set off toward the river. As he neared the water, he could hear the chatter of squirrels and the sound of crunching. When he arrived at the riverbank, his suspicions were confirmed. There, sitting on the rocks, were a group of squirrels, each with a pawful of raspberries. Benny's heart sank. His precious berries! "Oh no! My raspberries!" Benny exclaimed, stepping closer to the group. The squirrels looked up, startled. One of them, a small gray squirrel with a bushy tail, hopped forward nervously. "We didn't know these were your berries, Benny. We just found them and thought they were free for the taking. They were so juicy we couldn't resist." Benny let out a deep sigh, but he wasn't one to get angry easily. His kind nature always got the better of him even in moments like this. "It's okay," he said with a soft smile. "Berries are for everyone to enjoy after all. But I was really looking forward to picking some today. They're my favorite." The gray squirrel's eyes widened with guilt. "Oh no, we didn't mean to take something you were counting on. We're really sorry, Benny. How about we help you find more berries? We'll search the whole forest if we have to." Benny's eyes lit up. "That would be wonderful. With so many of us looking, we're bound to find even more berries." And so the adventure began. Benny, the squirrels, and soon many of the other animals in the forest joined the berry hunt. They traveled through the sunny meadows, where wild strawberries grew in patches that stretched as far as the eye could see. They ventured into the thick, shadowy woods, where the blackberries hung in clusters like jewels hidden among the leaves. The squirrels scurried up trees and found high branches loaded with blueberries, while Benny used his strong paws to move aside the underbrush and uncover hidden berry bushes no one had ever noticed before. The animals laughed and chatted as they gathered more and more berries, their baskets and paws filling up with every color of the rainbow. As the day went on, Benny began to feel that familiar tingling in his paws, the feeling he always got when he was close to something special. And sure enough, as they wandered deeper into the forest, Benny spotted something gleaming in the sunlight. There, tucked away in a small clearing, was the goldenberry bush. Benny's heart raced with excitement. "Look! It's the goldenberries!" The animals gathered around the bush in awe. The berries shimmered in the sunlight, their golden hue brighter than anything Benny had ever seen before. Carefully, he plucked one of the berries and tasted it. The flavor was indescribable, sweet, tangy, and bursting with sunlight. Benny's face lit up with joy. "We've found the goldenberries!" Benny cheered, and the whole group celebrated. They all took turns picking the goldenberries, each animal savoring the rare treat. Benny was especially happy, not just because of the berries, but because he had discovered them with the help of his friends. By the time the sun began to set, the animals had gathered more berries than they could ever eat in one day. Benny looked around at his friends, their faces sticky with berry juice and their baskets overflowing, and he felt a warmth in his chest that was even sweeter than the goldenberries. "Thank you all for helping me today," Benny said, his voice full of gratitude. "This has been the best berry hunt ever, and it wouldn't have been possible without all of you." The animals smiled back, happy to have spent the day together. From that day on, Benny's berry hunts became a forest-wide tradition. Every summer, the animals gathered for what became known as the Berry Festival, a day when everyone came together to pick berries, share stories, and enjoy the sweetness of nature's bounty. And Benny, the bear who loved berries, always made sure there were enough berries for everyone to enjoy.